What's up, y'all? I've got some super sick buffs for Araquanid, a really cool Pokemon. So, if you are new here and you happen to just be clicking on this video, you might be looking at a screen and see, just thinking, what the hell is going on? There's all types of crazy stuff going on. There's all types of moves. I don't know what these do. What do these abilities do? Why are the stats so high? All the stuff you might be thinking. This is not your average run-of-the-mill ROM hack, all right? Make sure you check out that Google Sheet. It's in the description. You can look at all the new abilities. You can look at all the new moves. You can look at all the Pokemon buffs and changes. Most importantly, there are 600 plus move buffs and changes. And like I said, 130 plus custom new moves. You can check out what all those do. I've organized them into so many different categories, all right? It's definitely worth your time to go check out that Google Sheet. It's right in the description. Please do give that a look, bookmark it, all that fun stuff. But Araquanid, Liquid Veil is Water Bubble. I renamed it so I could give it to more Pokemon. It's a really cool ability for especially non-water types because it's a lot more balanced on non-water types because it doubles the power of water type moves. So on a non-water type, it's like it's still really strong, doubling the power is still very, very powerful, but it's not like borderline broken to the point where their offensive stats have to be really low for it to be even somewhat balanced. Even in the grand scheme of this hack, if I gave him like 100 special attack, for example, with Liquid Veil, I wouldn't say it's broken because it's hard for something to be broken in this hack, but it would be a little bit much, a little bit excessive. So yeah, Liquid Veil, incredible ability, has the same effects that Water Bubble does, burn immunity, fire resistance, and to double damage from water moves. So physical and special water moves deal a lot of damage on base Araquanid. If you are new here and you don't know by now, the totem-sized Pokemon do have different stats. Typically, the downside, especially for the earlier game ones, is that you have to wait to evolve. So in this case, you would be catching Dewpider, pretty early on in the game, and then it normally will evolve at 28, which is after Marowak, but if you want to get the totem-sized one and you're playing team-locked, you would have to wait with Dewpider on your team for what? Lurantis, Olivia, and Hal, and Plumeria. Yeah, those 4 boss fights you would have to use it for, which is not ideal at all. Not that it's terrible. I mean, you could totally use a Violet Dewpider, and if you are playing Team Locked, and if you're not playing Team Locked, you would just keep it in the PC and wait to use Totem Araquanid. Totem Araquanid is not objectively better than base Araquanid. They all have secondary abilities that they can switch between. So the base forms, or non-totem-sized forms, have Energy Shield, which functions like Mega... I was going to say Multiscale and Shadow Shield at the same time, and I said Mega for some reason, but yeah, it functions like Multiscale does, so that's incredible. That's great defensive utility with his newfound bulk of 94, 92, and 132. I try to base HP more on size in this game, and Araquanid is 6 foot, and it's 180 pounds. That's a big-ass spider, so I think, given them that 94 HP makes Energy Shield a lot more worth using as well. And base Araquanid has the big benefit of having a 67 base speed stat. You might be thinking, yeah, it's still pretty slow though, but that's the difference between outspeeding things with a Scarf or not in game. So for base form, you can slap on a Choice Scarf and outspeed things with your special or physical water moves and go to town. That's a big benefit that base form has over totem form. Not to mention that utility that Energy Shield provides with moves like Strength Step and Sticky Web. It's a great utility Pokemon. He has all types of other awesome utility like Parting Shot, Taunt, T-Spikes, Dual Screens, and a bunch of other stuff that I don't even have time to get into, but just trust me when I say that base Araquanid is not worse than the Totem, despite the fact that the Totem does have a lot more HP and Unga Bunga huge power, which, yes, is the second ability. Very fitting. Totem Araquanid is absolutely massive. Who have played Ultra Sun and Moon, you know how big he is in that cutscene when he jumps out of the water. He's absolutely huge. So 124 base HP. Again, I try to base HP more on size. So he's incredibly bulky. He does lose Energy Shield, but he does have that benefit of huge power with base 70 attack, which is actually one of the strongest huge power / pure power mons in the game. Because Mega's Mega Mall doesn't have anymore, but Mega Medicham, for example, as one of its abilities, is weaker because it has to hold an item. It has to hold a Mega Stone to evolve. Totem Araquanid is currently the second strongest huge power Pokemon, I believe. It's only toppled by Wailord, who has 75 attack. There will be even stronger ones coming up in Alola, but you'll see those when we get to them. Yeah, Totem Araquanid is beautiful. I'm not trying to undersell it. I don't want people to instantly assume that the base form has no use. Not only do you have to wait to evolve for Totem Araquanid, but you might have a limited amount of Strange Souvenirs. I forgot to test if the Strange Souvenir will disappear when you use it to evolve them. if it disappears, then you only have 2 of them in the whole game, so you have to be careful. I would say if you only have 2, I'm still picking Araquanid Totem form because it's sick. But I would love to use the base form as well. For example, if I'm doing a Team Nuzlocke and I got to slap on a Dupiter for a specific fight, I would not be complaining about using base Araquanid. I did have Drizzle over Energy Shield for a little while because I thought that the option to switch to Drizzle for that team support would be useful, but I think Energy Shield is a lot cooler. It's a lot more fitting. Well, not that Drizzle doesn't fit, but I think Energy Shield is really fitting given the whole water bubble shield thing with their weird alien vibes, you know, with their helmet, and it's like an astronaut looking thing with that crazy eyes. I would have loved to give them tinted lens, but sadly it's not good when your offensive stats rely on the fact that you have incredible, you know, doubling abilities that make you strong. Yeah, 80 special attack with Liquid Veil, very strong. Physical attacks are still useful, of course, because you do have a good move pool on both sides. For example, First Impression and all that fun stuff. Totem Araquanid especially loves having First Impression and U-turn and all these great moves. They have good coverage. Not that you need too much coverage. All you need is stuff that hits, stuff that resists your stab, and honestly you can always just switch out and go into a teammate. Anything can work in game at the end of the day. It will be hard, but I would say you can value utility over coverage moves in a lot of cases, especially because a lot of your good utility moves on Araquanid are not reteachable. Strength Sap fits very well that he is a spider. You know, all the spider Pokemon get that. All the spider Pokemon also get Spider Web. There's only 3 of them, but Z Spider Web is an exclusive Z move that gives +1 to all stats, a very common thing in this hack. Setup in general is heavily nerfed, so it'll be hard to just 6-0 trainer fights, but you can still take advantage of that what's it called, Z Spider Web, especially on the base Araquanid with that 67 base speed at +1, you'll definitely be outspeeding things. You can also use agility on base Araquanid a lot better than Totem. Not that, I mean, Totem at +2 with max speed investment is still outspeeding pretty much everything, so agility's good on both. But base Araquanid with Scarf or Z Spider Web is great. You become very bulky and very, very strong on the special side or physical side, and you can use Leech Life on the physical sets to like heal yourself, because Leech Life is slightly weaker, but it heals by 100% HP dealt, so it's like Siphon and Leech Life both heal 100% HP that they deal, and those are 50 and 60 base power respectively. You have Bubble Shot for priority, for special priority on base Araquanid, with Liquid Veil, and then you get Aqua Jet upon evolution, and then Creeping Strike is good for Totem Araquanid because he has huge power, so you know your Bug Stab is doing a lot of damage too on the physical sets for Totem-sized Araquanid. But in general, I mean, Sticky Web, good utility for certain boss fights, especially with Energy Shield and Strength Sap. I mean, you can easily rejuvenate that Energy Shield with Strength Sap, so that's a really good tool. You have very powerful stab moves late game after Ulu Ulu Island. Once you beat Nanu and stuff, you'll be getting TMs like Hydro Pump, and then level up moves like Hydro Cannon, which is like Water-type Draco Meteor. You got Wave Crash, Surging Strikes, Whirlpool, you know, all types of crazy moves that basically every Water-type gets. Nothing like special, it's really fucking strong. The only other Water-type that has Liquid Veil is Azumarill. Reason being, Azumarill also has huge power, and I wanted a secondary ability that was worth using, so Azumarill special attack, I believe, is like 70 or 80 now, which is very worth using with Liquid Veil, despite the fact that you miss out on that fairy boost. Yeah, 85 special attack, holy shit, it's even stronger. I might drop that. I can give it more speed F, honestly. No, 85s are fine. That's totally okay. Especially because this is fine. I might go back and change it. Not because it's too strong, just because I don't like the logic of Azumarill being especially stronger than Araquanid, because Araquanid looks like it should be strong. But anyway, this is just pedantic stuff that doesn't really matter at the end of the day. The buffs are the same. Really, really cool. The other Liquid Veil guys are all not water type, which is cool because it gives them a fire resistance and it gives them that double damage on water moves. But with Araquanid, it's basically triple because of that. It's because of how it stacks with stab. 2 times 1.5 is 3. All right. So right, I'm not wrong about that. I'm pretty sure 2 times 1.5 is 3. I'm second guessing myself. Yeah, 3. So you get triple stab, all right? It's not just like it's incredibly powerful with Liquid Veil. Yeah, I'm gonna leave the video off there. Thank you so much for listening. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Leave a like, subscribe to the channel, all that fun stuff. I'm sure you already did that by now if you listened this far, and I really do appreciate it if you did, by the way. All right, peace everyone.